Hello, everybody, and very warm welcome to Ask the Accountant. We have cool friends. We're back here in the Fox.
We've started.
If we have started.
Where's the in 3, 2, 1 action?
We don't do that anymore. We're so professional these days. We just go for it. So we're in the Fox.
We're back in the Fox.
Yeah. We
Second
ignore this
interview.
person for now. We bring him in later.
He's not here.
Yeah. So the Fox. We've just had a great chat with Andy Wainwright.
We have.
He told us about this guy called Ash that he employed.
Yeah, some rookie.
Yeah. So I thought, well, I don't know who he was, so we might as well bring him on to come in. You know what I mean?
He was the guy's wedding we went to the other week. You know that wedding we gate crashed in
It was
Hastings?
his wedding, right?
His
Which
wedding.
makes sense now. Right,
I thought we were just Andy's guests.
Yeah. Plus one. But no, we are here because Ash, somehow you're the second person to ever do this to us. Well, you got yourself a top trumps card without turning up to the actual. I can't remember what the reason was. There was a reason for it, but you didn't turn up to
You might
your.
not want to talk about that because you get more people doing it. They found out the secret.
No, that's why Andy's is only getting printed after the event. We learned. So now we can't present it to them. First of all, Ash, who are you? Why are you here?
So, my name's Ashel. I'm the interim head of marketing at TaxCalc Engager, formerly the head of product at Engager. My background's all in accounting, so I actually started as an accountant in 2013 as an apprentice at a firm called Crunch Accounting.
Yep.
And I worked for them through to 2017.
So how many years is that?
3.5 years.
And did you study through them as well, or?
Yes. So I studied AAT. I became AAT qualified. I got my letters. So MAAT.
And you still get them now?
I have them, but I'm not allowed to use them because I don't pay for the subscription anymore. I should probably renew it. But I did start SEMA as well and ATT, but then I decided that accounting was no longer for me and I moved into the world of accounting software.
Yeah. I think you had a really good starting point in the world of accounting software, right? Because, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong here, but it feels like Crunch is a really good one to understand the ins and outs of the software because it was all proprietary software, right?
Yeah, so Crunch actually built their own bookkeeping software and payroll software as well. Believe it or not. So yeah, from 2013 through to 2016, the way we would do bookkeeping is that the clients would actually do their own bookkeeping on the cloud, just like you would with Xero, QuickBooks, or Free Agent nowadays. But Crunch's business model was every single client that signs up would do their own bookkeeping. The accountant would then take it through to the year-end accounts, do the payroll and any other additions that would be required. But the payroll was actually automated for directors as well. So it would automatically file every single month, and then you would do the end-of-year return and the P11D. So, yeah.
Sounds like the dream.
I know, right? Like, why
have we not done this?
Why are you building practice management software? Right. So I love that concept because I think for you must have kind of got that insight of what it was like in the back end of that software because you'd see I'd imagine if there was a problem, you've had a route to be able to fix that problem because it was in-house developers, etc., right?
Yeah.
But I assume they must have been using some other software to do the accounts production. You don't need to say what it was, but I assume.
Yeah. So there was a few bits of software that were being used back then, probably different now, but for complicated accounts, they would use VT, believe it or not.
No.
Yeah. We would call them pre-Crunch accounts. And then
Crunch accounts, right?
For the accounts that would be where the bookkeeping would be done in the Crunch software would all be done via TaxCalc. So I used
TaxCalc back then.
I used TaxCalc from 2013 to 2016 to do year-end accounts, corporation tax, and self-assessments.
Okay.
Yeah, and we did a lot.
Yeah. I can imagine. It was Crunch for a reason, right?
Yeah,
it
was the fastest growing accounting firm back then because of the software that they built. Xero wasn't really that popular.
Yeah.
It was starting to gain traction, but it hadn't properly taken off. So we were at 6,000 clients when I started, and when I left, it was something like 9,000 clients.
Wow.
So yeah, they were growing rapidly.
And did they have a practice management software at any point?
So you had the Irises and the CCHs of the world and Digita, but in terms of practice management, there wasn't any cloud solutions at the time. So they actually built their own bespoke system in Salesforce.
Oh,
so it was all built on Salesforce. So you had a Salesforce instance, and you had a team of Salesforce developers and agencies and contractors that would then completely customize it.
Yeah.
But that actually leads into why I joined AccountancyManager in 2019, because there wasn't really any practice management tools on the market in the cloud that were accessible to smaller firms. So I actually left Crunch. I went into management accounting for a couple of years, and then I went into a small bookkeeping firm and was asked to set up the accounts and taxation branch of the business.
Yeah.
And as part of that, the systems and processes were just non-existent. It was all done in spreadsheets. The staff were being micromanaged. It was a pain.
I can imagine. Yeah.
So we implemented AccountancyManager, and I was surprised to find it.
Yeah.
But then it also aligned with my ideologies of what we were doing at Crunch, and the fact that you could have this cloud-based practice management system that gives you the systems and processes of a multi-million pound turnover business. It was just, amazing to find.
So what was your role then officially at AccountancyManager then when you were there?
So when I joined AccountancyManager, my job title was Business Development Manager, but I never did that.
Yeah.
I was actually more involved in the marketing side of the business, assisting with the sales, the support, and then also product.
Okay.
So I was helping test the software, coming up with ideas of what we needed to build, and then assisting the development team to implement them and roll them out into the system. But yeah, it was an interesting time at AccountancyManager.
Was this where you guys met? Was AccountancyManager?
When I first met Ash was when he was at AccountancyManager, and I'd left, and he tried to make it his mission to convince me to go back. And he's like, if we can do this, this, and this, would you come back? Type thing. It's like, I might be. I might, He didn't realise how much of a
pain
I am. Yes. But yeah, that's where Ash and I first met, was when he started working in AccountancyManager.
So what about in person? How did you meet in person for the first time?
So we met in person at something called the Bookkeepers Conference.
Oh, interesting.
So I went in 2019.
It was 2019. Yeah.
Where were you based?
So I went to the conference in 2018 and 2019. And where
was it?
It was in Birmingham.
Oh wow! What, NEC? Or...
No. This was like a tiny 100 people conference.
Yeah.
Run by the Bookkeepers Alliance, which is still kind of going now. It's kind of been overshadowed, as it were, by the personalities out there, such as the Joe and the Zoes of the world. So it was run by a guy called Chris McCulloch, really nice guy, bookkeeper. He lives up near Glasgow. He's still running it now. It's just a very small group of people. But basically, they used to do this conference once a year. It went virtual during COVID. It never came back. But yeah, so there was about 100 odd candidates there, and he'd get people like AccountancyManager and a few other people to come in, do speaking sessions, but also have exhibitor stands. So
nice.
That was my first this is what a conference is.
It's just a punter, right?
As a punter.
Yeah. And you were on the stand at AccountancyManager?
I was on the stand at AccountancyManager, and you were there as part of your original firm, right?
Yeah.
Like JGBC Bookkeeping.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and I was a speaker on the second year there. So, I mean, going from 100 conference of 100 people, where I spoke in a breakout room from that 100 people, to something like what's behind us is different, shall we say.
It's been a journey.
But yeah, that's when we first met in person in 2019. The bit that took me back was I'd been around a few softwares. No one had ever turned around to me and said, I know you've left. I want to hear from you what the problems were. I want to know what your feedback is. What do we need to change?
Yeah.
No one had ever asked me that. So when Ash stood there and asked me and knew who I was and kind of zoned in on me because he went with a mission to ask me, I just thought any software who's got employees like that, actually, they're probably worth a second chance.
Yeah.
I was wrong, but that's where that relationship started, and we kind of been
you
in
did
touch.
Hard work. They didn't land the thing at the time. That's fine. That's fine.
At the time, there was a lot of practice management software popping up.
There was.
Yeah, I was an AccountancyManager. Then you had Centre, Pixie.
Carbon still around, I assume, at that point.
Carbon,
Ignition,
they were.
to a point.
Carbon at the time were more in Australia.
Yeah.
They were starting to come into the UK, but they hadn't properly cracked it yet. You had Zero Practice Manager that was really starting to try and push out. Onco,
trying to get a foothold.
But yeah, AccountancyManager and Centre were the two leaders in that space at that point in time.
And then Go Proposal was getting stronger. Back then,
and Ignition,
yeah. So it was an interesting space.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but no one really did both solutions well in one system.
That was it.
So
I mean,
it was always the dream.
Had a fee. Like, you could send a fee out, couldn't you? But it wasn't a proposal as such.
You'd select services, right? You'd
mainly for your engagement letter.
There wasn't a pricing calculator.
Yeah.
So you were AccountancyManager. What happened then? It was Nomi, wasn't it, after that?
Yes. So towards the end of my time at AccountancyManager, I actually moved from Hastings to Warwick for that role. And it was late 2019. I wasn't at AccountancyManager very long. But I decided to move to Nomi and take a chance and work with an individual called Summer Agarwal, who was very inspiring for myself. He's one of the most hardworking people I've ever worked with. But the company at the time, it was Numisma, if anyone's heard of that, which is it's actually Greek for money. So it was a nice name if you knew what it meant, but the software was just nowhere near to standard. So I looked at it as a challenge to try and go in, help identify all of the problems, speak to as many users as possible.
And then me and my firm with it for a while.
For a little bit,
Yeah.
Oh,
well, when someone
didn't tell me
someone
that
you know and trust, like Ash turns around.
Me once, I just put the phone down on him.
No, when Ash rang and said, however he contacted me. I mean, this is a long time ago. He said, "I'm here now. I'd like you to have a look at it." We never went full.
You just
both feet in. We trialed it and we fed back to him because he was after some genuine feedback, which I'm always happy to give. So that's what when he haunted me.
I just asked you to give it a shot, give us some feedback, see what you think, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then we'll take your feedback on board and build it. And that's very much my mantra in everything we do. If it's not good enough, let's just see what everyone thinks of it and then continue to improve it and iterate and build over time, rather than trying to build perfect and running the risk of no one liking it. But so during my time at Nomi, I had to document everything, identify all of the issues, and then roll out the fixes, essentially. But it didn't work. I mean, Nomi is still doing a good job. They're still around. They do the full suite, but it just, it needs some work.
Yeah. Were you there for the rebrand then?
I was there through the rebrand,
How was that? Because that was definitely a shock. I remember us walking around Accountex, who's Nomi? I heard of them.
Very pink.
Numisma. I heard of them. So this is Nomi. How did you, especially from a marketing background, and how did that go?
It was bold move, wasn't it? Going from teal to bright pink. But essentially a marketing.
And you went all in on it as well. You had shirts and all sorts.
Black and pink.
Yeah.
So I was a little part of that. I was more the name, shortening it from Numisma to Nomi. But we had a marketing consultant that came in and did most of the work, to be honest. But at that time, I was more involved in the product because there were so many things that needed fixing on products that I didn't have time for the other aspects of the business. But at the end of that journey, I then joined Engager, and Johan actually reached out to me this time rather than the other way around.
Is that the way it was it? Yeah. And I remember you telling me that you brought this guy called Ash in. And full disclosure, I got my faces and names mixed up, so I was expecting someone else to turn up.
And you were disappointed.
No, because I didn't know who you were, right? But the problem is, the guy I thought it was walked past me, and I was like, "Congratulations, mate! What an honour! You're making the right choice here." I remember looking into his eyes when he was telling me. It was like pure confusion, as you can imagine. What is this crazy man on about? But the first time I met you, Johan says to me, "Look, we're going to have some support on the Ask the Accountant stand at Fab this time. We're, I know how much we need that, just this extra pair of hands just to keep it going and keep everything running smoothly." Do you want to explain what happened about you turning up, or lack of turning up?
Oh, I was a little bit late. Not that late. So basically, I left my
8 hours.
I left my bag in the train.
Yes, that's my first memory of what happened.
And I had to wait at London St Pank for the train to go all the way to the end of its journey and then come all the way back. Yeah, it wasn't the most enjoyable experience, but at least I got my bag back.
You got your bag back, and then you came up to Fab, and that was the first time we met, wasn't it? And go through from there. So talk us through your story of Engage then.
I first spoke to Johan in November 2023. And at that time, it was a real startup.
Yeah.
I could see it starting to gain some good feedback on Facebook, and Johan was really pushing. He was selling his soul in various Facebook communities. Like, people would say, "What's the best practice management software?" He'd be there straight away saying, "You should try Engager." Like, he didn't hold back at all. Like, there's a little bit of etiquette sometimes that we apply ourselves now, but in those startup days, you have to go the extra mile when you don't have much of a budget to spend on marketing. So I could see a whole load of activity. And then Johan reached out. I wanted to have a little demo of the product, see what it was like. So I signed up for it online, did this full self-serve experience, actually used it, and it had everything it needed to be a game changer in this industry, in the sense that it brings together proposals, letters of engagement with a pricing calculator of what you would normally have in Go Proposal or Ignition, and combine that with CRM and practice management. And not just the basics of CRM and practice management, but it was a really wide product suite. It wasn't just storing client information. It was really, really well thought through. And then Johan introduced me to Andy and Peter, and after having a conversation with them, I could just feel that there was something special happening with this company. There were some great people that were obsessed about that goal. Johan had his firm, Andy had his firm, and Peter is an absolute genius. Like one of the best developers I've ever worked with. He could just simplify complex solutions, and you can see that within the software. We are getting to the point now where the software does need a little bit of a revamp and some simplification, and we do get some feedback that it is a bit overwhelming, but that is all being listened to. And as everyone knows, any good software that does a lot is overwhelming. You've got HubSpot, you've got Salesforce, you've got all of these systems. They're not easy to set up. Engager's still easy to set up. You could get up and running with it out of the box within a few days if you really put your mind to it.
So you took on the role of Engager. You started building up that. So how was those early days for you? Like, because it felt like, as I looking in, you were kind of given full role. Like I don't know what your role was. I couldn't define what your role was, but your role was But it was a varied role. Let's put it that way. It almost felt very entrepreneurial.
So straight away, my role was head of product. That's my official job title. But straight away, when we came in, we lacked resources. So it was all hands on deck, and everyone just had to contribute in any way they possibly could. Johan had his firm, Annie had his firm, so they were still busy in the day-to-days to actually pay for the cash flow for the company. And of course, my salary was a bit of a risk because, we have to keep the money coming in. So I was doing demonstrations of the product, helping set up the support system. I was doing the support in the Facebook community, doing marketing, actually getting our marketing systems in place. So everything you can imagine, really, I was involved in some way, shape or form. But it's a collective effort. We all chipped in, we worked together, we got systems in place that will really help scale the business.
I was saying earlier, like that summer you started, we were at 8 demos a day between the two of us, and we had an 8-week waiting list. It was just mental.
Yeah. And that's when we really started ramping up our marketing, because then we had like a whole load of prospects that had looked at it before, and then they didn't take any action. They've just been left in a database, and we actually started to market to them and email them and post out on social media regularly. And then we got your personal brand really firing on all cylinders. So we've been on a crazy journey.
Been a journey.
Journey's definitely the word.
I can't believe we've only been doing this for. I've only been doing this for 2 years and 3 months.
No way.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I joined February 2024. So
that shocks me no end.
Yeah, and the growth has been unbelievable, really. And then, of course, we had the acquisition.
Well, before that, let's talk about Engager Labs, because I know you put a lot of effort into that one. It was you and Andy's love child, from what I could tell.
It wasn't my love child.
It was his spawn of Satan.
Yeah.
So go on, talk to me. Like, had you had experience of that before, or what? Like, because that was a big undertaking, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, so the only experience I had ever had leading into that was industry events. So
and being the other end, right? Being a vendor and
just a vendor at an event, and turning up with your swag and your leaflets and organising the stand design and that sort of things. So I did Fab, Daz, Accountex Manchester, you name it, like the small events, the big events. That was the extent of my experience. So when Andy came to Johan and myself and was like, I want to hire this stadium in Liverpool and I want to fill it, and it's got a capacity of 1,200 people. It was a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, Andy, how are you going to do this? What agency are you going to do? How much budget do we have? And
Wait, to be fair, first we went, okay, Andy, let's see what he says this time next week.
Yeah.
This was one of those few times he remembered it.
He's been to the pub. He must have been to the pub. He's had an idea. Let's just let him calm down and we'll see if he sticks with this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he stuck with it.
Yeah.
But then also, fortunately, because it was such an incredible event.
What an event that was.
It kind of put the name on the map for Engager.
It was a surprise how successful it was, to be honest. Like, there was a lot of stress and a lot of planning and so much that went into it. And we had some great exhibitors and so many good partners.
Yeah, Engager Labs to me was just phenomenal. Like the fact that you were able to bring all of that together and that auditorium idea, I generally think that was like that step into. I think people definitely took Engager seriously after that moment. Do you read?
Yeah. I 100%. Yeah, and we had a lot of attendees there on the day, in the hundreds. But what really put our name on the map was the social media activity.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think I went to it in the evening, and there was something like 300 notifications on LinkedIn, which was unheard of for any of the roles that I've ever been in.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it was incredible.
Ash says it was a surprise that it was as successful as it was. When you saw the amount of planning and late nights and effort that Ash put in, it was always going to be a success. But yeah, I don't think you give yourself enough credit for that. That was one of the best events I've ever seen delivered by a sole operator.
And as a vendor, it was a joy to work with you because it was just so easy. I mean, we've had some horror stories, haven't we? Engager Labs,
and we still do.
One of the highlights of our vendor journey. Okay, let's talk about then. You obviously had this opportunity. First of all, I've always wanted to know this. How was the whole news dropped? Because from our point of view, we were at this event and it was Engager and TaxCalc were getting together. It's like, you what? Well, go on, talk to me how that kind of how you were involved, weren't you, in the kind of telling the people? Yeah.
The beauty of it being such a small team at the time was myself, Peter, Ash, and Andy were involved with the process.
From day one. Oh, right, okay.
Like they approached Andy first.
Yeah.
And they had some conversations. As Andy said earlier in the other podcast, if you've not seen that episode yet, we'll put it up here somewhere or here.
What are you doing?
That's all very professional, isn't it?
Yeah. Watch that. In fact, stop now. Watch that one, then come back to this one. Jeez.
As Andy said, we'd been courted by a few of the big names over the years, none of which we were overly bothered by or interested in. It was just more experience for us to understand what would happen if we ever did look at it. We never had a long-term plan. The plan was always to just grow Engager and enjoy the journey. But once it passed muster with Andy, he brought it to us, and that was again many a long night, many a long WhatsApp conversation, and backwards and forwarding on do we, don't we? Okay, let's do it. Oh, hang on a minute, I'm not sure if we should do it anymore. Type that. The only thing we can definitely say is none of us took it lightly.
No,
there was so much undecisiveness around it, right up until the very last few days, that we were still challenging each other as to whether this was the right thing for each of us personally, for the company, for the users, for our goals and objectives, which we didn't really have goals and objectives other than enjoy the journey. So it became very apparent in that process how passionate and defensive we all were of what we had created.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was one of the hardest decisions as a team we ever had to make. There was more shareholders than just the four of us as well. There was others.
Yeah.
So when we were making a decision, it was very much how far can we take this as this group of people, and what could the company that acquires this do with this?
Yeah.
When TaxCalc approached us, we knew that they were a company that were very much loved by its user base, and they were investing in the product. And we had a word with the investors, and we really bought into their vision. And hopefully everyone can see that, because the investment in Engager hasn't slowed down.
Yeah, 100%.
Like you saw other acquisitions, they buy the company, the brand disappears, it dies. Engager's flourishing and it's flying, and it's doing better than ever now.
Yeah. Thanks to investment, right?
And there's
taking on more and more developers, that we're constantly scaling up.
Yeah, we're about to hire 2 more developers.
Wow.
dedicated to the Engager product. So it's ramping up in terms of the activity in terms of Engager, but also TaxCalc, because there's other benefits from the two companies coming together. So yeah, that all came into the decision, actually speaking to the companies that were acquiring the product and identifying what they wanted to do with it and buying into that and actually being part of the journey as well. Like, that was a really big part for us. We're all actively involved in the company still, pushing forward, helping make decisions, and we're all in various different roles to what we started.
But also in some regards, very similar roles. So like, yes, you're the head of product, but actually you did all of our marketing and stuff, and it's through that marketing that we managed to get the traction we did so quickly. So of course TaxCalc went, well, we want a bit of that. We'll have a bit of that, thank you. Andy still helps out with events and constant product feedback and stuff. I'm still looking after the community element. So we've taken a lot of our hats off, but I'd say we've kept the hats that we enjoy wearing.
Yeah, and most impact, right?
Yeah, and the hats that we're good at wearing. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
I was head of growth. I mean, I run an accounting firm. We're not renowned for sales performances, are we? I was.
Is the number up?
Yeah. I was hanging on in there with a wish and a prayer at times. I ain't got a clue what I'm doing, but Ash keeps putting more leads our way. We keep converting it. It's all right.
Something's going right.
But yeah, I think we've all kept the hats that we're most comfortable with and we can add the most value to. I've no doubt you'd love to go back to products sometimes.
No, I do really enjoy marketing. But yeah, like, there's nothing better than building a feature that then gets rolled out and you see the feedback in the Facebook community of everyone going, I've used it, it's incredible, it's changed my life. That's the type of thing I love. And probably one of the last features that I would have had a really big input on would have been the sales Kanban board or Engager pipeline when that goes live. So I'm looking forward to seeing that one.
Yeah, which is imminent, isn't it? So
yeah.
We'll get to see that there. So how's the new role going so far then? So because you've not come from a marketing background as such, is that fair to say? It's all self-taught, or tell me if there been...
I've not come from a marketing background. I've not done marketing courses, but I've read a lot of books.
Is your mum involved in?
No, my mum is not involved in marketing at all.
What are the small businesses she was looking at? So
No, she's the director of a care recruitment agency. So
it was recruitment. That was it.
Yeah, nothing to do with marketing. I guess my marketing background, it started with an individual called Darren Fell. At Crunch Accounting. So he's the CEO of Crunch. But his background was all in marketing, and he's
interesting.
Quite an inspirational figure. So I've always I look at people in my career and I learn from them and I take the best parts from them, and he was incredible and I look at him as an inspiration. And then there was also James Byrne, AccountancyManager. Again, he was a great marketer and salesman. You just look at the brand of AccountancyManager and how that spread so far and wide and how consistent they were with the branding. And then being on the inside of that, being involved in the marketing processes and that side of things. It wasn't my day job, but I was so involved and I learned so much. Then from that point onwards, I was doing all of the marketing for Nomi. I was doing all of the marketing for Engager. And there was a large portion of self-teaching. But then it's also just absorbing everything around you. Right? Everything you see. You see emails coming to you every single day, which are great examples of good marketing. So you just learn from it. You see great social media posts. So if you're like me, I take screenshots of them and I store them. And I have a list of all of these great examples of social media posts and great emails. And I just gather all of these assets so that whenever I need to write an email or do a social media post, I have all of those assets. But then there's also AI nowadays, which has made everyone's lives so much easier. I begrudge having to work from 2013 through to 2023 without Claude and ChatGPT. Because I don't know about you guys, but for me, that just accelerates your learning so much.
And your ideas, right?
It evolves your ideas. And then you're just constantly becoming a better person by having those conversations. And that becomes a part of your network and almost a person that you're surrounding yourself by, right? So yeah, I learned so much from ChatGPT and Claude and asking it to explain its reasonings for things, so that then I'm evolving my reasonings as well. So I'm not just relying on AI, because I think that's the worst possible thing you could do.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
We
can all tell, can't we?
Yeah.
AI slop is a real thing.
Oh yeah, it's becoming worse and worse.
Yeah.
And as people become more and more reliant on it, it's going to get worse and worse.
Exactly.
So if you could just constantly get it to explain the reasonings behind what it's doing,
Yeah.
eventually you would then just go, oh, it's faster to do it myself rather than to go to AI and ask about it. That's how I've got to the point of having all of the marketing experience that I have today. And I think a large portion of it just comes down to
an awareness
and your own personal drive to succeed.
Yeah. And I think that's a lot that accountants can learn, right? Because none of us have been in marketing school.
No. So what we're saying is, next time I get told off for not skipping the adverts, it's because I'm being aware and I'm learning from others' marketing activities. That's what we're saying.
Next time you buy some rubbish from Instagram or whatever it's going to be, marketing exercise, they sold me.
Marketing.
I legit, when I see an advert on YouTube, sometimes I actually go and try and find that advert, so that I can use certain aspects of it.
The inspiration behind it. Definitely. Definitely. No, I get it. And again, I think accountants can learn from that, right? None of us have come from a marketing background as such, right? Like, we're all learning on our feet, we're all learning. But I think you're right, it's the awareness that we've got, and the tools as well. But
and
being
applying.
aware, And I think that it definitely resonated with me with... we had a interaction with, I forgot her name now, Lucy Cohen. Yeah. So I can't remember why, but we had an interaction with her firm. I think maybe we were taking on a client of hers or something like that, like professional clients or that lot. Anyway, somehow my email got crossed in the chain, and their sales team started like pinging sales, but it was amazing to see what they were doing.
Yeah.
Like taking it to a whole new level. Like, that's how that firm's grown, how it's grown. It's, she's done an amazing job, but it's that attention to detail on that sales side of thing. And it's exactly what you're saying, isn't it?
Having a sales team.
Being an awareness of it, isn't it?
Yeah. Just thinking of accountancy as a business and doing something different to the norm, where you're the owner of an accounting firm, so you think that you should be doing accounting, right? Yeah. But you're actually a business owner, so you should be doing marketing support, sales, operations, finance. Like, you've got so many aspects that you should concentrate on, and not a priority for most accountants. And they don't like doing it. They don't like selling. They don't like marketing. But the mindset shift for me is you're not selling, and you're not trying to make loads of money. I mean, you might be, but the mind shift that really works is you're helping people, and you're the best person to help them.
Yeah.
So sell your services and do yourself a justice by actually, selling yourself.
100%. Couldn't agree.
The best accountants don't need to sell themselves, because they can just speak and show how much they care about the person's business, and naturally they'll apply themselves to win that business without having to worry about selling.
Your sales Kanban idea, right? Like, and coming through, because it's come from a place of probably you seeing how Engager at the beginning didn't have a sales funnel system. It's come from you seeing that Johan's my firm, and and
the amount of money we leave on the
table.
Exactly.
So much. That's where these ideas come from, right?
Seeing the problems in practice and speaking to people, and the next step after that is to start building a mailing list and actually send out newsletters and start building case studies.
We've had a lot of experts in the industry for the last 5 to 10 years saying everyone's leaving money on the table, you've got your pricing wrong. Well, actually, regardless of what the pricing is, you haven't actually got a way of tracking your own sales yet. So it doesn't matter what you charge, because you're losing people before you even get to that point.
Exactly.
Whereas actually, if you closed more deals at the wrong price, you'd be better off than you are today.
Yeah.
And then work on your pricing. Like, we kind of skipped the starting point and went straight into pricing when actually we should have nailed our sales processing and prospects, our deal pipeline, before we worried about doing our pricing. And we've done exactly the same thing in Engager. We gave you a great pricing calculator before we actually nailed the sales process.
Yep. We had a prospect list, but that was about it.
Pain in my life.
It's a start.
Pain in my life. What you're doing is you're helping accountants actually do business advisory as well, right? Because if you can nail it internally, what a conversation to have with clients, right?
100%.
Why are you leaving all these prospects on the table? Like, that is a much more impactful conversation to have with your client than, your tax bill's this.
Yeah, you're gradually becoming more of a business mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's learning from your own mistakes, right? And trial and error and getting to the right point, but then being aware enough, like you're saying there, and having that experience to be able to push it from there. Anything else from your end, Johan?
No, nothing from me. I've enjoyed this last few conversations.
Well, we didn't give Andy a chance because we knew he'd squander it, but that camera there is probably the better one. I want you to go and plug away.
So, yeah, I mean, if you're an accountant or bookkeeper and you don't have your systems nailed down, then, yeah, you should really be looking at TaxCalc and Engager. Engager from a practice management perspective and generating letters of engagement and all the way through to actually managing the tasks and your deadlines and automating your emails as well. And then TaxCalc from a compliance perspective. So if you need AML, accounts production, tax production, then TaxCalc is where you need to go. And something that really stands TaxCalc apart from the competition is the simple step and how easy it is for junior members of staff to actually get up and running with TaxCalc and start using it. So, yeah, that's my selfless plug.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Anything else you're on, Johan?
No, as I say, I've just really enjoyed these two conversations.
Close
that
to
we've
your
had.
heart, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been close to my heart. Nice reflective opportunity for me, because it has been a journey we've been on for the last 3 or 4 years. And, you know, Andy and Ash have been such fundamental parts of that journey. And it's not just business, you know, like the fact that we went down to Ash's wedding as a group and what an event, what a weekend that was.
I loved it.
Even as lovely as it was to watch Ash and Charlotte get married, the ability for us all to be there on a completely non-work related thing was just, I enjoyed that so much.
Yeah.
I don't know how many Cool Friends episodes we've done, but they're all people that we get on with.
Yeah.
We say hello to each other when we see each other at events and stuff, and that we find them interesting. But today we've done 2 Cool Friends episodes with genuine people that I call genuine friends.
100%.
So, yeah.
I mean, we played Xbox together.
Yeah. You came on my stag do as well.
Came on your stag do, yeah. We weren't allowed to talk about any of that on during the Cool Friends episode.
Completely off the record.
And again, the wedding was an absolute honour to be there. So thank you so much. Thank you for being you. Like, you are 1 in a million in this industry, right? Like, that's why you've been so adamant that you had to come and join Engager. That's why you made some choice decisions in your software thing, but it's people related, right?
Yeah, always. And thank you for finally sitting down and doing this, because you've escaped enough times.
Exactly.
I don't like being the centre of attention. So yeah,
well, you deserve it. You
getting
deserve
married,
it.
Getting out of my comfort zone again.
You're on stage at Labs with Fusion, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You are evolving. You're in a metamorphosis at the moment, right? Yeah. You've been your caterpillar. You're now in your caterpie. We're looking forward to seeing Butterfree coming soon.
I'm not sure if I'm going to make it to Butterfly, to be honest.
You'll be Butterfree anytime soon, don't you worry.
But no, I thank you both for coming as well. It was the best time. So
yeah, it's been an honour. And yeah, brilliant. So that's it. That has been an episode of Ask the Accountant. We have cool friends. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff, and make sure that if you want to keep on top of all the cool friends we have, that you're already in the right place. Next up, we have Jordan. So that'll be a nice, interesting insight into the world of marketing. And you're getting very marketing focused.
Getting very marketing focused.
Yeah, we like that.
Maybe there's a theme there that accountants and bookkeepers should pick up on.
I think so. I do think so.
He was at Pixie whilst I was at AccountancyManager. So
now that is something we didn't know. That is going to be juicy little conversation topic to bring into there. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much. Have a good one, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.